Welcome to the Tell Her podcast, where extraordinary, ordinary women share real stories of resilience and courage. Welcome to the Tell Her podcast, Jo. I am really grateful for you coming for a start, because I know you've travelled a long way, and I just think we've got so much to talk about. We should kind of just get straight into it. So we'll start with you. Tell the audience a little bit about who you are as a person, what makes you you.
So I'm Jo. I'm from Durham. I have a son and a husband. This is basically really whole well at the moment because of what is going on, which is why it's so important, obviously. We're a limited company, so I do work from home, which I've been finding really difficult at the moment. And really importantly is I've just turned 53. This will become relevant.
Yeah.
And I have cancer.
Yeah.
And so the story is how we got to this place.
Yeah.
Because I'm beyond treatment at this point. So the story is for women.
Yes.
To take note. And this is why I want to do this.
I know there's this time's really precious for you. Obviously, taking the time out to do this is because you have this strength in you where you want to be able to prevent other women from experiencing what you've experienced. So if we go right back to where you first knew or felt that something wasn't quite right, and what triggered you to make that first appointment with the doctors.
Right, so if we go all the way back to 2023, it sounds so strange because I put a post on Facebook about what's going on, and I've been known as the woman who doesn't pick a nose. Like, let's say, have you read about the woman who doesn't pick the nose? So back in 2023, and I don't pick my nose.
Yeah.
I developed a lot of scabs and inflammation up my nose. But I was also having allergic reactions to things, skin. Just the things that I've been used to every single day. Suddenly becoming allergic to tires. So I did go to the doctors. So in the very beginning, they did look at hormones. Yeah, the very beginning, and me being a woman of a certain age, we accepted it basically. Like, okay, we'll look into this.
What were the symptoms at that point that they related to hormones? Was it itching and rashes and
the tiredness, the achiness, the allergies?
Yeah.
Because I know some women do actually develop allergies as they get older to do with the changes in the body. And as a woman, you go and accept it. So the first thing we did, this is before the December, is change my HRT. I went back because I knew it wasn't that. The scabs got worse. It was Christmas time at this point, so I couldn't actually get into the same doctors till the January. So now my hair's falling out. I'm aching more. Just finding everyday tasks so difficult, and I just started I was taking caffeine to try and boost myself because I didn't know what was going on at this point. So I went in to see the doctor. I said my hair's coming out. I've got rashes all over my head, rashes up my nose. I couldn't breathe at that point. I said, but I'm also breathless, separate from my airways.
Yeah.
They did a test and they said my kidney was fluctuating. But she said, it'll be fine, we'll come back. I went back again because nothing was getting. So at this point, all I've got is a spray for my nose.
Yeah, and I understand some of them symptoms can be related to say hormones, but breathlessness.
Yeah.
There are other symptoms that are not connected to them, but you feel that they just focused on the hormone.
Yeah.
Didn't really think about outside the box all the other stuff that were going on. Did you feel that they were listening at that point?
I feel that, how can I put it? it's like I've said to you previously, I'm not a feminist in any way, but I do think because we're seen as emotional creatures anyway, I do think because like I was going in there and I was crying at points saying, help us, this isn't me. And I do think because I'm a woman of an age, it's I think we're seeing he's emotional anyway, because I think if a man had have gone in and cried, he wouldn't have been seen as this emotional creature.
You know, with all those same symptoms, they weren't even thought about its hormones. They're like, we've had discussions on it before this, and it really has made me think a lot about the way that, like, say, you're not a feminist, you like feel that women are equal in every other way, apart from when they walk through that doctor's door. And that if, like we spoke about, if a man had walked through with presenting with all those symptoms, how he would have, his path would have been very different to yours. Do you feel that because at that point they were giving you an answer and you just needed an answer, that's why women would just accept it at that point and we're like, oh, perfect. It's like, yeah, go on with that, because then we've got some answers up here.
Yeah.
How long we kind of going back and forth?
I was going back and forth for, well, up until I was diagnosed, Christmas 2024. Even though like the scalp symptoms presented in December 23, I had been a couple of months previous with feeling lying down and things like that. And I was going to doctors and I was saying, oh, can you send us to kidney specialist, dermatology, ENT. Now, as my cancer's a rare cancer and it's of the liver, and I know the tests I was asking for at the hospital weren't liver related. However, it was an actual scan of my kidney that found it. I'm not stupid. Like, you can go to a dermatologist and they can spot an illness somewhere else in your body.
Yeah.
It's just they're all connected.
Yeah. But everything's connected. It's like your hair falling out, it's telling you something wrong in your body. And I find me a lot of my clients, it's those symptoms are dismissed so much.
Yeah.
They're kind of sent away, and like you say, they put it down to hormones and age. And we were also talking about, weren't we, that we have like this flip side of, we've had this big push with like perimenopause and menopause, and that your fear and what we were talking about was that so many women will be so grateful for that at one point, but at the same time it's got this flip side where we might just start accepting that and then miss like actual health issues. Because you said a quote to me when it was like health before hormones, and we should always look at the health side of things before we actually think about the hormones, because at the end of the day your health can be detrimental, and like you can be in a situation like you are at the minute, but your hormones are never really going to put you there. No, like they can be dealt with at a later date. So I do think it is a really important message, and one that women really need to hear.
It is. What it is, so again, not a feminist. Me and my husband go in at the doctors and they will automatically, because of my age, start with the hormones, and yet will start with his health. What I want GPs to do is, as you said, is for a woman, health and not hormones. Start at the health, work your way through everything, work back to the hormones. Don't start from the hormones, because as we discussed, the hormones are not going to kill you.
No.
The other stuff, proof of it is wanting, because they've left it. By the time I got diagnosed, the professor said to us, this could have been caught months ago and I could have operated. And that broke us, because my son is only 20.
That's right.
Women needn't be dying. And what I did is how you found it. I put a post on Facebook, an awareness post. It's not a witch hunt for GPs, it's awareness for women to find. And the messages I've had from women who said, they've been begging for tests. They just keep getting HRT, or other women have been begging for tests. They're just getting told they're emotional. And they said that because they've read it, they are going in and doing that.
Yeah.
One woman told us she got told she had IBS. They didn't test her.
Right.
She sat in A&E for 24 hours. She refused to leave because they wouldn't test her, and she ended up she had cancer of the womb. So she saved her own life.
Yeah. And it shouldn't be a story that we keep hearing over and over again. And you've spoken to so many women with that same story, and so have I. I think the struggle is with it being female is that when you are going and you get to the point where you're emotional, that's because you're desperate.
Yeah.
Not because you're hormonally crazy. It's like once a woman gets to that point and she's crying and begging for help, it's because we've done everything and tried everything else. We are desperate. But if a man goes in, like say he is taken very serious, especially if he cries, and it's not that you're saying women should have more than men, or everybody should just be treated equal when you walk through the doors.
You understand our bodies are a lot more complex.
Yeah.
I know they are. It shouldn't deter from the fact that let's make sure we're healthy before it's the midlife, before it's the change or something else, or like the hormones, as we keep saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to continually focus on that, but it just seem to be like up there.
I think you said to me, like, it's a dangerous time to be unwell.
It's really dangerous time to be unwell as a woman. I would say 40s, 50s, that's where I've taken from this.
I really, when you said it to me, like loads of stuff that we spoke about before, because we've had a couple of phone calls, haven't we? And we said I wanted you to be really comfortable. And one of the things that we spoke about was I want you to be able to get your point across. That's what you hear, without it being pro women and being men and all that. It's not about that at all. And in the phone calls that we had, there's so many things that you said to me that it's just so obvious as well.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense, but for some reason we're just kind of sent on this kind of different path. So if we go right back and kind of go through the journey, what I'm thinking is there'll be women out listening to this podcast that will be on some point of that journey as well themselves. Mm-hmm. And for some women, luckily it will just be hormones. But at least if they've had the tests and then they know, because a lot of the other stuff is the anxiety that comes with it, the health anxiety.
And the shame.
Yeah.
I was ashamed. I was saying, again, please don't tell people I'm poopy, because I thought there was nothing wrong with this, because I thought it was just my body.
Yeah.
And so you become ashamed and you stop saying that you don't feel well.
You kind of hide, because that's like a stigma that comes with getting older, and then hormones and all the other stuff. And then people aren't going to talk about the symptoms because, like I say, they would be ashamed of them. That's even more dangerous, isn't it? So when we go back, because I know like the scabs up your nose, and then the breathlessness, to me, if you removed some of the other stuff, like say another would relate to allergies, if you just had those two things, you would be treated very different as well. But it seems to me like they just latched on to the hormone thing and kind of dismissed some of the other symptoms and would have sent you on a different like health journey.
Well, what happened is because I did keep asking for tests, and there were, and this is the other thing, I don't know what budget is allocated to GP surgeries, but they just kept saying to us the waiting list is too long. The waiting list is too long. I'll email them. She kept taking photos of the rashes, of the inflammation of the head, and emailing the hospitals.
That really doesn't make sense, because you know, leave alone, get on it as quickly as you can, and then if you don't need it, pass that on to somebody else.
I said, put me on the list. Why are you doing all this stuff? Get us on the list.
Yeah.
Because it's just.
Do you have a male or female doctor then at that point, GP?
It was actually mostly a female who is prevalent in HRT. She's like one of the ones who look after women, but it was also males, because unfortunately the way GP surgeries are now. You've got to
Yeah.
whoever it is, man.
And that's another thing. There's a lot of industries where specialising is good, and I think it is good as well, probably the medical industry, but at GP level, if somebody is only thinking about one thing, they're not going to be open to other avenues either, are they? So once you'd got to the point where like you were asking for these tests, did you have to kind of put your foot down and say,
Well, I asked, because at this point I was going in, it was every couple of weeks, sometimes like once every 3 weeks, because nothing, I was just getting worse. I didn't get it. This is the thing. The only reason I got sent for tests is because the action turned round. I've never seen such a confused look on a doctor's face. That I had the Maven turn round, looked at us and went, I haven't got a clue.
"Oh,
I'll send you for tests. Now this could have been done when I asked for it
yeah,
at the beginning, like over a year earlier. This could have been done, but it wasn't. Yeah, so and that is how I ended up. I got a scan. Luckily enough, the lady went round to the liver as well, and found it.
okay." So when you had that appointment, what happened? Can you like tell us about like that day? What kind of happened during the appointment, and how long it takes to actually find out?
Well, she was, I could tell something was wrong because she was asking questions about lifestyle and if I bled or anything like that. And I thought, just off ultrasound. And then I went home. Didn't think anything more of it. Went home, and then a letter arrived to say to go for another ultrasound, but one with the dye.
Oh, okay.
And straight away I thought, this is something else I would like to highlight as well, because cancer in my family it's really prevalent on my mum's side. I keep saying that word. There's like my mum, her sisters, my granddad, and I would like to mention I had informed the doctors of that.
Yeah.
And I did look at my notes, and in the middle of last summer, there's a paragraph saying high risk of cancer, strong family history. Just stuck there in the middle of my notes and still wasn't sent for tests.
That's absolutely insane. Because one of the first things they've got, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like history, like with your history and your symptoms, and then still not sending. Do you think that's due to like you say going backwards and forwards with different GPs and I'm not actually reading your notes?
I don't know whether I can't understand it at this point. I really can't, because I can't wrap my head around how they've done this. The thought process of just continually typing up notes and me popping in and
The thing is, if you've been somebody that don't even usually visit the doctor, going every other week and explaining your symptoms, you think at some point someone would be like, we need to actually listen now. But I don't know if the doctors just don't read their own notes, or they don't read the last notes. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't make any sense. Especially like say it's popped in the middle, it's literally there in black and white in the middle of your notes. Not all persons thought to actually check.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I don't know why, but I always thought that when you have your bloods done, like they automatically check for stuff like that, and they obviously don't. I've learned that now that they don't, and you do have to really advocate for yourself. I mean, you could not have advocated more for yourself really than what you did. It's just sometimes you kind of hitting a brick wall on it.
Well, I feel like I could have demanded it instead of asking.
Okay.
But I truly trusted these people. I did. And I've trusted their choices. And I shouldn't have. And this is the main thing. What women have to do is not only demand tests, they have to Because all the times I've asked for tests, not one bit of it is in my medical notes. If you want a GP and you think there's something wrong, you make sure that GP writes it in your notes.
Yeah.
They've got to write it in your notes, because if they don't, it didn't happen. There's a conversation I had. I mean, I know it's the completely sorry when my mum was poorly, because they had to say my mum, which is why I didn't think the two.
I think it's just going to repeat itself.
No, and they've said that these conversations didn't happen when we spoke about weight loss and aches and pains. They didn't write it in the notes that we'd asked for scans or anything. So their reply when I tried to complain was it didn't happen.
Wow.
It's not wrote down. It didn't happen. So women have to make sure, and men,
Yeah.
have to make sure anything they request or gets wrote down.
I thought that it was literally they had to write everything.
Yeah.
But it's like if they don't want to mention something, they can just literally leave it out, and it's like saying like it never happened. But it's actually the person who's going in every time believing, oh, I'm going in again, I'm building on what I've done. But then if the next stop goes in and there's no notes,
Yeah.
that it's like say it's not, it's like it's never happened. What would you do now if you had to go and just like sit and wait for them to write? I think I will. Here we go.
Yeah.
I'll be like sit and wait and
I would just say, can you type it up that I've asked for this?
yeah.
It's like, for example, I phoned, it was December the 23rd, 2023, when I rang them about my nose. Now I've checked my notes, and that phone call, and I spoke to the doctor to say we're on my notes. And I've got suspected second primary general pain, which is quite relevant.
Yeah.
Because that's
That's in a sign.
yeah.
So especially with the thing with your nose, do you have nosebleeds then as well, or is it just more scabbing?
It was scabbing, but it was so strange because it was stopping us breathing, but it wasn't a broke nose, if that makes sense.
So
And I was getting like a very sore throat as well.
right.
So I have got like a suspected primary there, which I haven't looked into because they found the other primary, which is cholangiocarcinoma, which is a rare
Yes.
form of cancer. But as I've said, it's like 8 centimeters, so it could have been found. And now it's all over my liver and my lymph nodes.
Okay.
I saw something about something in the left breast as well. So
Have you fully requested all of your notes now? Can you see everything? Or
well, I can if anybody can see them now, can't they, when they log in? If they create an NHS account, you can log in and see all your own notes. So I am actually in the process of printing all them off. I just needed some ink because I ran out of ink. I've been printing them notes off.
are you on it now? Yeah. So if anybody's listening, you don't have the NHS app. So a lot of people don't know that it exists. I use it all the time. Like I'm terrible because if I have a blood test done, I actually copy it from the NHS app and I put it into ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And I have that to like basically break it down into layman's terms. But for anyone that's listening, you basically go on the App Store, download the NHS app, and then you put your name. I don't know if you put your national insurance number, or so you put some of your details in, don't you? Register. But then what you have to do is you have to ring your GP and tell them to release your notes to the app. And then every time that you have an appointment come up, it goes into the app, doesn't it? And every time you have a doctor's appointment, you can see your notes and you can see like all your test results, that kind of thing. And I remember when that first came out, obviously they weren't very happy because people were seeing the notes and stuff. But I suppose it does make the doctors have to really think about what they're doing because we can actually see things now. But a lot of people don't really know that yet, do they? They don't know that.
But I didn't realise all the notes would be on there. I thought it would just be appointments. So I was like, oh, wow. And I started reading.
You shouldn't have to read it yourself, though.
No, not.
The fact that, because there's been a lot of failings along the way, not just getting your diagnosis, but other things. So you travelled to a different hospital, not right?
Yeah.
For your liver scan, or was it your kidney scan?
It was I think it was Shields. I've been all over. I think it was Shields for the ultrasound on the kidney where she found me on the liver, and then I went to Sunderland for the ultrasound, and they sent us straight while I was there. I knew something was wrong. There's about 5 people in the room, and they said, I think it's something sinister.
It's one of those weird
Situations, yeah, and I think that's the word. So it's like for it when I was saying, I can't say I think this is sinister now. Sent us straight round for MRI again with the dye, and I was just shaking because I just thought, I just knew.
Yeah.
I just knew at that point, like as I say, especially with the family history and how long everything had been going on, it just all started to make sense. I was annoyed because I came out there knowing, even though like you have to wait for the confirmation letter to come through. I could tell by the doctor's face anyway.
Okay.
And I was just annoyed. I just thought, how have I got to here after going to the doctors for so long? How have I got to this and so far down the line?
Yeah. Well, how long do you say it was from start to diagnosis?
It was more than, yeah.
That's, yeah. Like you say, the test would have just been done in the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
For you. How do you even process all of that? I know, like, we've had so many, but we've been laughing so much. Like, we've laughed so, like, we're just talking over each other and laughing and saying yeah a million times. And, like, you are a really happy, like, go get it kind of person. So how have you been able to kind of process all of that without, because your roller coaster of emotion must be absolutely all over the place, because I know I would be, but
the thing is like obviously my husband and my son, and I just know the little bit time that I have left is so precious that I don't want to spend it crying. I don't want to spend it sad. I don't want to remember it like that anyway.
yeah.
I just want to root for them and laugh with them, and I'm getting upset now.
That's all right.
And I just thought, right, positivity always gives people a couple of extra months. So you're right. You're right, I'll have a couple of extra months. I'll be a bit positive today. But the news I got on Friday was a bit of a shock to us. So that's like, so I'm just trying to claw my way out, which like the news that my time's a lot shorter than I initially thought. So I'm just trying to get back to my happy place, and I will get back there, because look, it's the people I'm gonna leave behind who are gonna suffer, isn't it? I'm not gonna know anything about it. So I need to, while I'm present, I need to enjoy me people.
Yeah. Hold them close.
Yeah.
How are they able? Are you okay to talk about? I know you did talk about your story, and obviously we have to protect family, everybody as well. How do you feel like people are coping around you?
I think they're all just in shock, really.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty unspectacular. Not the right word. I'm just like, I just prod along, and I just go out for meals and have a drink every now and then, and like pretty boring, really.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
That's like the perfect life. You want to be spectacular to be loving life, do you?
Yeah. And I just think it's so unexpected.
Yeah.
It's been a shock for everybody. I would say 100% from the reactions I'm getting.
What made you want to share? Was it that you?
Because this is gonna sound so dramatic. I feel and also I feel my life has been taken away from us when it didn't have to be. Because if it was found a few months earlier, I could have had the operation, chemo, I wouldn't be dying at this point. And I know they've done it previously as well. So I feel like we have to fight for our health as women, and that needs to be a slogan when a woman goes in, that we spoke about health, not hormones. It really has to be out there. on a banner.
I really feel that women need to say it. Like, they need to get used to saying it as well. And I will say it now. It'll be something I will forever say. From the moment you said it to me, I think I've already said it about 100 times. So I feel like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
I think you spreading awareness, I do think it will help a lot of women, and it'll change a lot for women.
And plus, on the back of that as well, I know we hear a lot about not every woman. It's not always cervical or breast cancer either. It's like women second being hormones, cervical or breast cancer. We are a whole body here that needs checking from top to bottom. Please just do it. But we are going to have to fight for that, and we do have to make sure that they write it down. So we've got that to back us up.
Yeah, a log of everything.
Yeah.
I think it's giving other women the confidence to go in, say, I want you to check my health, not my hormones. Giving them the confidence to say, is that written down? They're just small sentences, aren't they? But they can have like a massive impact.
It's things you wouldn't dream of having to do or say though, because you trust, but you have to. We need to do this.
Talking about trust and like in the medical profession, we were discussing obviously about options and things. Like you said before, you could have had the operation.
Yeah.
And one of the things was not being given your options to treat different treatment.
Yeah.
But we're speaking about like the postcolostomy in different areas, or depending on what doctor you see, depends on what options you might have been given. And should we talk about that?
Yeah, let's do a profiling.
Yeah, so you were getting lots of phone calls from lots of people, obviously really excited and thinking this is amazing. I'll let you explain that side.
The type of cancer that I've got has actually been on Lorraine, cholangiocarcinoma, but it's obviously spread for us. So with this type of cancer, it can have targeted treatment, but molecular profiling needs to be done.
Okay.
Because you have to have a certain gene in the cancer strains, if I've got this right, to receive the treatment. However, I didn't know about this. Nobody at any of the hospitals had mentioned it, anything like that. So through my post, I found the charity AMMF, who gave me a number of a doctor in High Street.
Okay.
So he does the molecular profiling. Obviously, you have to pay for it and stuff like that. So I did get excited because I just thought, right, maybe there's this hope of a longer life, a better quality of life than chemo, because chemo makes us feel really poorly.
Yeah.
I actually spoke to my oncologist on Friday because I thought, right, obviously I'm not a rich person. So I spoke to my oncologist and asked about molecular profiling. And I got the shock of my life when he said, oh yeah, we do molecular profiling. He says, but it doesn't get done automatically. And I said, well, can I have it? He went, well, yeah, but it'll take time. And I thought, what?
A bit so I'd be like, what?
I was like, so from speaking to you previously through Friday, it's like, which is probably the whole shift in me.
Yeah.
Because I thought, well, why wasn't it just done? Why do these people in High Street pay to get this done and it's offered? And apparently this is one hospital in the northeast that does it automatically, but the others you have to request it, and I can't understand why there's just so many blocks along the way.
It absolutely makes no sense.
No, so I said, right, okay. I said, so once that's done, there's some treatment I've heard about from the High Street doctors. And he said, well, there's two treatments. They do have side effects, but it's only if after the molecular profiling you're a good fit for them. He said, but the other one is really, really expensive, and you would have to get that at High Street. So like, I'm all the way up the north,
Right.
and this is just luck that I've that I've found out, because I'm from Durham, about any of this. But I said, right, if that's the treatment I need, would I be able to get that? And he basically said, the NHS don't offer it, and it would cost you thousands. So
it
took me excitement.
yeah, like the emotional because you've literally given the worst news ever. A bit of hope, and oh, we might be able to do it, and then it's kind of, oh, actually no.
Yeah.
So are you going to have the molecular profile and then see if you can have that kind of that?
Yeah, I'm not. I've asked for the molecular profile because I was going to, because I was like, this is the point where I'm at. I'm trying to cash my pension in because I want to go to high street and pay for the molecular profile, and because I didn't even know it was an option at this point.
Yeah,
And if I hadn't mentioned it,
you should. This is what makes me like blows my mind about these kind of processes, that women have to try and save their own lives, even though we're relying on medical professions to do that for us. Like, I understand if it weren't out there, or doctor didn't know about it, or it was experimental or something like that. And we have so many experimental treatments out there. I have loads of clients on experimental treatments.
Yeah.
Like, and it keeps them alive and they take that risk. So why, when we've got a treatment that isn't experimental anymore, we know it works, is it not just automatically offered?
yeah,
That doesn't make any sense at all. Money.
all money. Because that the third one is too expensive for the NHS to offer.
We waste so much money. The NHS wastes so much money. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the NHS wastes so much money on stuff that is preventable ourselves. Like, we could own it and take responsibility for our own health in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And then there would be that money for those kind of things. It's like I've been this morning to the doctor about my back, so my back's been bad again. And it basically, I'm not moving enough. It's me. Like, I have to take responsibility and make that better. But you could have somebody else who's just like, oh, no, I want the operation. But I feel like so many of us just need to be told, you need to sort yourself out so we have got the funds and these other things. Because I feel like there's just so much money wasted.
Yeah.
That just makes absolutely no sense. That then these things that we do know that people do need, and then we ain't got the funds for it.
Well,
How do the doctors react when they realise that you do know and they're not offering it to you? Are they just mechanical, or?
no, he was actually quite nice. I think he was probably surprised that I even knew about it. But I don't know if this hadn't been offered to us because the words were, let me be clear, this will not save your life. So I don't know if
Everyday counts, though.
yeah. I don't know if that limits what they offer with it being an NHS. I don't know. Who knows?
Kind of criteria.
Yeah. But he said, which I'm really pleased about, he said it will take time, but we will do it. But I haven't got that long, so they need to hurry up. Yeah.
What's that process then? Is that like blood tests, or are they like basic tests, or?
Well, they've still got me biopsy in Sunderland, and the weird thing is when it didn't actually say available for molecular profiling right next to it. Nobody's done it. It's very, and I don't know the ins and outs about it. It's like I've had to research this myself, and I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, you just try to pave the way for yourself to try.
But yeah, he's gonna do it. And here's the thing: if like the moment I was thinking about it, I wouldn't use any money I could claw to go to Hardy Street and pay for it, because as he said, to be clear, it's not going to save us. So I'm not going to waste money.
It's how big you think it's based in. Both that the mum in you.
Yeah, because I'll just need my family to be okay, and I just want some nice time with them, like where I'm not feeling ill and stuff. So
I suppose it's like trying to find that balance over this next period of time. some people, they choose not to have treatment at all, don't they?
Yeah.
Just like carry on as if nothing's happened, and they choose to do it that way because, like I say, they don't want to be ill and stuff. So it's what is your plan from now? I know you've got this. You really want to make people aware,
Yeah, definitely.
and that's something that you feel really passionate about. How are you gonna like get the balance between like that and making sure that you also like let the other side, like the other side of you out? Because like you say, you are a happy family person and not getting absorbed into, because it must be hard
Yeah.
for it not to be take up like every moment and like wanting to make other women aware and not let them go through it. But you also need to be a little bit selfish as well
Yeah.
at this point. So it's like, how are you going to try and balance that?
I honestly, I'm just taking every day as it comes. Really, just depends what happens on that day. I am trying to get back to being as happy as I was, because as I said, because I have some things past footages, but I'll get back there because I've got to. And I'm just setting goals. Like I set my son's 21st as a goal.
Right.
So that occupies my time, like getting to that, which is next week. So I made that. And then I'll set another goal. And then as far as awareness goes, I honestly don't know what else to do.
Guilty me.
Yeah, and
Personally, I'd be like, the good thing about digital is like it lasts forever.
yeah,
This like podcast will go on YouTube and social media, and in 5 years somebody might pick it up and be like, I know I'm going back to the doctors, not on yet. And I think that's the really good thing about media. Is that it is forever, isn't it? And I feel like if you can get on some kind of, yeah, so if anyone's listening,
okay.
I do really think that that's important, because then you can, maybe it'll help you feel like you have made a stamp, and
Yeah,
you can let thousands and thousands of women know, but also enjoy your time with your son as well and your husband.
yeah,
They're super supportive, aren't they? Amazing. Like say to 21,
yeah.
no, my kids are grown up. It's so strange, isn't it? Like mini adults.
Yeah, that's not what.
And then they'll do things and you're like, no, you're not an adult.
Yeah,
Yes, and mine do it all the time. It's so funny.
like even carrying my train, like you'll find them all sorted with carrying the train up, and I'm like, you dried and where with chemicals, and like,
And he's like, oh, if you carry
keep everything in the head, and like then I'm like, oh, I can't watch.
instead of
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's I've got to admit that gets so. I'm not gonna say him grandparents. I'm not gonna say him get married. I'm not gonna be there to babysit or to help with anything. What other women can be, you know.
yeah, definitely.
And as I said, this is not a witch hunt for doctors. It is not. It is just it's awareness for women. Like stand your ground.
Yeah.
Ask for tests, no matter what they are. Ask for them and make sure it gets voted in off that you've asked for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I think just being able to like advocate for yourself without letting someone think like you are going crazy, because that's what happens to a lot of my clients. It's a bit bad, but I remember speaking to somebody who worked in their doctors, and she said they call people who go on not the walking well. Like, yeah. And so it's like, and you will have some people here that will have health anxiety. And I said to one of my other guests, and she's a client, like, is there something that you can feel though that is different? So, like having health anxiety, you worry about everything all the time. And sometimes my clients who've come out of treatment, they have health anxiety afterwards as well. But is there something like in you that kind of just knows? Like, did you know? Or were you questioning yourself? Or did you know?
I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
Like I deeply knew something was wrong. And I remember, and like I said, I used to sit in the house and cry because I felt fake, because I knew something was wrong, but they kind of were testing it. Like I was getting blood tests every now and then, and just sprays for my nose and this, that, and the other, and emails, but it makes you feel like it's a bit of a sham. I was embarrassed.
I've been embarrassed for like trying to advocate for abortion.
Yeah, no.
But do you think just think about how many women are embarrassed and just never go back?
Yeah.
And like hopefully just listening to these stories, like my clients and stuff, and guessing obviously we met through somebody else recommended me for a week, and that's how we ended up on the same social media, isn't it? And that's how amazing it is that like things spread, and like everybody, I saw that loads of people had shared the post that you put online, and then I don't know if I saw the original post, but somebody else and shared it, and then I read it, I was like, wow, and I went to inbox you to just say I'd love to help share your story, and I realised that you'd already sent me a message, and I've been terrible and missed it. Well, oh God, but I feel like it's just so important, and just because I see it so much as well, and it's just, unless you've experienced, like I've never experienced it, but I think at some level everyone's experienced a bit of it.
Yeah, of course.
So my daughter, we've been at the hospital this morning with her, and I actually asked her, because she's only 19, if she'll come on and speak about her experience, because even at 19 it's just happened with her when the doctor, basically she went about hormones and periods and stuff and everything, and she basically got told to sort of life out and get on the pill.
Oh my God.
Like, when she came out, I was fuming, because obviously you're a mum, aren't you, and you just like, and then we're about to go through a couple of things. Somebody did eventually listen to her. We got to the bottom of it, went to see a private doctor, so they finally fully explained everything.
Right.
So she got a diagnosis, and they were like, oh yeah, just take this pill, do that, and we were like, no, that's not happening, that's just masking everything. So we've been this morning to speak to somebody who actually took the time to explain all of her options, all of the different things, but we shouldn't have to be paying private. Luckily it's just one appointment, and it's like, luckily enough that I can work for myself, I just work a little bit extra, but not everybody's in that position, are they? It's like you say, not everybody can go to Harley Street and pay for these miracle treatments, but they're all over TV saying how great it is. Stuff like that, and it's like, I feel like the whole system is just kind of broken.
Yeah, it is.
And they feel like they can send you away with a little bit of medication and keep you quiet for a little bit, and that's enough. No, I don't think it is. And I know that it's amazing that we've got this massive push on menopause, and it will be helping loads of women, but it isn't the only illness that we have. Well, they say breast cancer is not the only illness we have, and cervical. There's so many other areas of our body that are important.
Like, as you said, we've got to look at the health. Yes, got to. I mean, with your daughter, even though she's only 19, it's to do with the woman's word and this sort of thing. And so they do just tend to just fill a tablet out of it, and
and it's like, say, even speaking to her that way, and it was a female nurse as well, like speaking to her that way and making her feel belittled for asking for help. It's like making her think at 19 that that's just the way she's going to be treated now as a female when she's got health issues. She's not going to be confident going to the doctors when she has other health issues is at 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Obviously, in 19, well, things are easy to fix, aren't they? And it's very different. I feel like today, a lot of the things that we spoke about that I think is really important is like you were saying, like 40 to, you'd say like 55.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like a very dangerous age to be poorly, because you're not going to be able to be taken seriously with other things. If with your, I'll just come back to the original, they call it primary cancer. Did you actually have any symptoms for that primary?
The liver.
Yeah.
I didn't have a pain there, but I had because it's a blood thing, the rashes were a flag.
Oh, okay.
The itching. I was getting pains in my shoulder blades and itchy shoulder blades, and just another flag for your liver.
Oh, God.
My feet were itchy like on a night. I was actually making myself bleed through the night and itching. So another flag.
It's not just a little bit of itching, and that is it. That's
bad. No, yes, it was a nightmare. So there was lots of little little flags popping up. Obviously, like the hair, the rashes, because it can't clear your blood properly, so it causes reactions in your skin. And the shoulder blade thing's really strange, but that is a flag for your liver.
So you think that a doctor would know that? You wouldn't know that, so I'll say it unless it was a real thing, do you know?
Yeah, this is all stuff I've found out
Through
like down in the line. But these are all symptoms that I have presented to the doctors.
yeah.
Because I said I've got ants, feel like I've got ants under my skin. Or but just all missed. And it's such a shame.
Yeah, God.
It's more than that. I was just say that seems a weird way. It's a shame. It's a shame I've got cancer. But it's like what it is. It's a shame.
Feel real.
Some days it doesn't, because like some days I can't even. I'm like, no, how did this happen? Like, why did this happen? I've tried my best to look after myself, and because I know of my family history, so I've done like, the usual stuff, like I've eaten my raw greens and not some fine tomatoes, because fine tomatoes are good. Obviously not.
Is it genetic then?
It's absolutely got to be. It has got to be. I know certain cancers you can get tested for a gene.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about, because ours is, because there's a couple of liver cancers, pancreatic, lymphoma, but all from my mum's side of the family.
Yeah.
And obviously now my cousins are wanting to find out about how to get themselves tested. So I did hear that there is a certain gene. When I was getting my chemo, there was a nurse in there, that there is a certain gene that they can test for, and I need to get more information on that, because obviously I'm worried about other people.
Yeah. And then you can try and prepare.
Yeah.
But then generations after you.
We've just got to scream. We've got to scream and shout.
It's really
Straight out, I'm angry at myself for not doing so.
you can't be angry at yourself. Like you trusted in medical professions.
Yeah.
It's like they go to
Hindsight, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. It's like literally yeah. It's really strange because it's like there's not many words that you can say that make sense of it.
Yeah.
And there's not many, you can't really say anything to try and make it better. It's I know I shouldn't swear, but it's just shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's not fair. And it's, yeah. And I know that you've just got to try and now do what's best for you as well. And you'll know that this was important. I'm really grateful that you've trusted. And I just wanted to make sure that you got to say your words.
Yeah.
What was important to you. Because it was like we said earlier, everybody always, when you're a female and you're fighting for anything for yourself, you're always given this tag of being like crazy or a feminist I mean, you can be a feminist and then not be crazy. And you can be wanting to advocate for yourself and not be a feminist. Like, you should be allowed to say what about us and be able to move forward with that without being persecuted for
Definitely.
it. It'd be like just giving women the confidence to stand in and say, yeah, I'm crying because I'm desperate. Like, I'm not crying because I'm emotional. Like, I'm here because this is my last straw.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of men would only go to the doctors when they're at the last straw. But the difference, I think, with women is we try not to put our head in the sand, because we are responsible for so many people.
Definitely.
So many things. So if we are not well, we feel like the family is gonna fall apart. So we're always scrambling, aren't we, to
make cogs, aren't we? We're like, men cog. It's like, that's the first thing I thought of. First thing I did was go to A4 file out, started writing down all the bills, what date they come out, and go to Ken. So this needs to be cancelled. That's the first thing I've done, like made them a file on how to run a house.
Oh, well, do this one now. I'm at a boy running out.
Yeah.
Sure. It's like that. It's
so ideas we just like we juggle so many things.
Yeah.
But it's what it went there.
Yeah, I know, like, with autoimmune disease and stuff like that, things like crazy, like 89% of them are in women.
Yeah.
It's because we're under so much pressure. With that in mind, what have you thought about things that you want to do to prep? Like, obviously you've done your A4 boulder. I've got another client who, she's got a boulder and it says, this might come across wrong, but I don't know, it's your problem. Yeah, and she's like that. You said her husband, like, oh my god, but rolled her eyes and everything. But it's like, it's the only way that she could bring herself to do it and just try and put things in place. And I suppose, like, in your situation and what's the other women's situation, you have so many things about your control.
Yeah.
So it's like trying to claw back a bit of that. And
I don't deal well with that. It's like, because I'm a list maker.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I'm like that, and I'm like, right, and this has to be done this way, and if it's not done this way, I start like that. So
they're going to be with the list. Have you got anything that you want to do in this next period of time? You just take a day as it comes.
Yeah, every day I'm well, I want to do something.
Yeah,
and that is me focus. It sounds stupid, I want to go to the west coast of Scotland. I think I mentioned that. It's just beautiful up there, so I want to do that. And I think it's just because I get chemo every week. I'm close thinking I can do that.
yeah.
But like, and I literally can't, because I thought I was gonna go all the way on to everything. I was like, what again?
Oh, yeah. When you came and you sat down, I was like, I'm gonna leave you for a minute, because I can see you were like trying to like compose yourself. I think that's one of the things that people probably don't see or understand, is the other effects that chemo has on your life.
Yeah.
It's not just like going and sitting and having your treatment and then you get on with your life. A lot of people, I didn't know until I did my job, one, how many different types of chemo there are, and like how different it is for each person and how it affects each person so differently.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you were saying, you had your steroids 2 days, which means today's like a tired day.
Yeah, today is a really tight day, because I get steroids for 2 days after the chemo, which is really strange. It's like I've been on drugs, because I cannot stop talking. I think I had one of the longest conversations I've had in a year where I just took steroids.
Well, I'm here the other side, not in it. And I just don't know people that.
Yeah. No, I definitely had some.
I thought too much.
But yeah, so I get like 2 days of steroids, so them chatty days.
Yeah.
And then like when we get to about the Friday, I start feeling sick more, and this is when smells start making us like like a little sick and things like that.
Okay.
But it affects everybody different. It's like, say I was washing my hair and the clumps are starting to come out now. Yeah. I don't know.
Will you just stay on that chemo now forever? Both it on this molecular.
Yeah, I'm on it for. I've got appointments into May at the moment, and 3 cycles I think they're called. So I'll get like 3 weeks in a row, and then I get one week where I miss it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the week where I've got to fit everything in I want to do before I start.
Driving up Scotland, yeah, literally, you can.
Hurry up for 5 days.
It is beautiful there now. We did it then, see 500, I said, didn't I?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, just get a big camper and go up, and it's just a night, like when you stay up in the back of the van and you're just on and they're just so clean, the beaches.
Yeah.
And you definitely need to do that. Just have as many experiences as you want while them do. If you could tell anybody out there, I know we've probably said it, but what would you tell them? Like, what would be the things that they need to tell their doctor? Or would you tell them to tell their doctor when they're out through the door? What are the things?
Well, as we've said, tell them to start with their health.
Yeah.
Start with the health. But you could say they need to see a senior practitioner.
Okay.
If they're not getting anywhere, say a senior practitioner, they need to make sure everything's rolled down, and as I've said, just fight. Just say, look, if by any chance hormones are brought up, tell them, can we just put them on the back burner?
Yeah.
And concentrate on me health first. And if it's not that, great.
Yeah.
We'll do the hormone thing.
Yeah.
But just make sure it's wrote down.
Because at the end of the day with the NHS, it's going to be a lot. And they're always talking about costs and
Yeah.
they haven't got the funding, but surely it's cheaper to do the test and it'd be wrong, it'd be okay, than it is to do all of the hormone tests and then find out that it's something that's going to have treatment now and all these other things and operations and maybe it's too late. So yeah, it never has really made sense to me anyway.
No.
Like in other countries they work so different. I was so behind with everything. A new thing that I learned over this last week was about the pals. Do you know about pals at the hospital?
Oh, they
Liaison team. Have you had any dealings with them?
Yeah.
Or did they not go well?
No, I don't tell. I keep this anyway. The thing is given away.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't even know they existed.
well, yeah. No, we try. I've tried because do you want a quick rundown of what happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
So my mum, she was in her early 60s. They said she had sciatica for over a year. My mum was fighting for scans.
Yeah.
Again, this is how it came about. Are these GPs budgeted is for so many scans?
Yeah.
Is one thing.
I say no.
Yeah, exactly. We said she'd lost weight, said she was grey, blah blah blah. Still more scans. She fell in a flat. She was there all night screaming for help, obviously, because she lived on her own. Got took in the hospital. Pancreatic cancer.
Oh God.
Too late. She died within months. So she'd been with the doctors for over a year. And they just told her she had sciatica. They denied the fact that we said she'd lost weight. Everything. But even when I went there and said, can she have a scan? And they said, no, she doesn't need one. I believe them. Because the doctors.
Yeah, of course.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So anyway, so after that I went to Pals because I didn't want money. I just wanted them to apologise for what they'd done. My mum wanted them to apologise. She passed at this point. But it seems like there's a lot of closing of the ranks.
Yeah.
And nobody was willing to admit anything at all.
You know, the closing of the ranks, it doesn't just happen to patients, it happens to people that work there. I know one of my other guests, she worked at the life care, and she was incredible at her job, and she called somebody out on something, and it's all in a podcast, and she basically, they clone rabbits on her, she got scapegoated for everything. So I don't think it just happens to us patients, it happens either within, it's just like the system is, the headache just not gonna lie. But I feel like the only way it's gonna get fixed is if people understand.
We have to start speaking out about what's going on. I know everybody's like, we should appreciate it, and I do appreciate it, I really do. But mistakes, nothing can get fixed if they don't know it's not working.
Yeah. And even because you've experienced this, haven't you? And a client I had yesterday, we were talking about pals, where departments don't speak to each other.
Yeah.
And if we can have the internet and I've got a silly system that books appointments and that's linked to my client, and I can see everything. Surely the NHS, different departments can see each other's paperwork and stand it don't make any sense. There's so many things I've missed as well because of that. Because didn't that happen with you with one of your
a scan? Yeah, I had a scan before the lady from Shields who found the liver. There was a couple of months previous that I had a scan. Even I forgot about that because I never heard back from it.
Right.
And when they found the sinister, I did say, well, I did have an ultrasound a few months ago and I never saw anything, and they couldn't find it anywhere. It's not on my notes, it's not on the system.
No.
It's nowhere.
Yeah. So it's even just making sure we check up on
things. So when one of the visits to the hospitals, and this is after they found out I've got cancer, so I happened to read in a letter that I've got a suspected second primary here, which is I think just over a centimetre or something. And I happened to mention it to one of the doctors at the hospital where I go for my chemo, and he was like, "Oh, have you really?" I was like, "It's in my letter." And he said, "I can't find it." I said, "Shall I bring my letter in and show you?" I was saying, I was like, "My God." And I just says to Ken, I'm just losing, constantly losing faith. I'm like, yeah.
Do you think it's the system or that we're seeing as a number? People are seeing as a number. You know, like, do you think that, like, those particular doctors, they just don't, they're desensitized? Or do you think it's just that the whole system doesn't work?
It's it's broken for sure.
Yeah.
And I do think, I don't know whether it's because people are living longer.
Yeah.
Not me.
There's the
Not me, by the way. But other people are living longer.
What's it like? With that life, you'll live alone again. It'll be better.
But it's like, say if like even that molecular profile, which I don't fully understand myself, if I hadn't have asked for it,
Yeah.
I'd have had to, like, because I'm in the process, as I say, of like trying to draw my pension, and I'd have went hard straight and paid him to do that.
Yeah.
Because nobody in the NHS had told us that get it done. And yes, I know it's not going to save us, but if I can have a better quality of life,
Yeah.
to spend with me, all my family and everything, that what more than that?
Yeah. It'd be worth it.
Mhm.
I think it's bad that you have to draw your pension to pay for it when you've been into a system for so long. You shouldn't have to be doing that. And I think we've just got to take from, like, these conversations that we have to demand to know all the options, and that we rely on the last questions, because they're like, for them just to withhold information is absolutely insane. Because they're not lying, are they? But they're choosing not to give you the information.
Yeah, just not even thinking about it. Or
Yeah.
is it because you want to die, so they don't want to waste time doing something, you know?
I had like another client, and she actually said to her oncologist, like, just stop seeing me as a number, because she was 60. And they'd said that there were no more treatment for her, nothing. And in the end, they did give her treatment.
Yeah.
She stood up for herself. And it's insane that at that point, if she'd have just accepted what they said.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like, it's hard, but I suppose the thing is with treatment for people is that you should have the option. If you choose not to have it because you don't want to go through, like, say, if the treatment's going to make you more poorly, then it's going to really quality of life, then you can't actually do anything.
Yeah.
Then that should be your choice. It should be a choice that somebody else is making for you. The doctor's thinking, oh, she'll not be bothered. They should give you all the options, and you should be able to choose what you want to do.
Definitely.
That's what life's about, isn't it? It's about having options and taking, like, some control back for yourself. This next period of time, it should all be about what you want
Yeah.
now, and be able to.
But it's actually it's strange to say, because the last time I was in, I remember, like, when he'd give us the time scale, I asked about the profile and etc. I didn't say it because he said, let me be clear, it's not going to save me. And I went, I'm also going to say this, but I said, I want you to give me time. I said, I said, do not give up on me.
Yeah.
Because I will try and fight. I says, I need time, because I'm I never thought I was young, but I've been called young quite a lot. I've been very, so there's an upside.
You are young now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're like,
Well, I when I go for the chemo one, I've noticed I'm like one of the young ones, bless them.
yeah, that's so. What then? What's going to be a plan now, my boy? You got your son's 21st.
Yes, his 21st. I'm looking forward
He goes to town.
kind
Nicholas. Oh, this will be out.
It's one of those. You know, when your husband says, that you? No, it's been in the back of me. Well, I should have seen this before.
These big blow up.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah, no, but it's had these ages. They're not new. No. So, but we've got a house because my family's coming up from down south. So,
Oh, maybe.
so I thought rather than hotels all over the place, so
Yeah.
right, there's a house and then out in the rest when I want to. So I'm so excited about that. So we're all doing that, and then it's just gonna have to be goals after goals. Keep chatting to my dad. Because he was also, he died of cancer.
Okay.
He was the big heart always.
That's, yeah.
They give him, he was my age. They don't give him a few months, but he set a goal to say, because I felt pregnant, to say his son walk,
Yeah.
right? And then he'd only got months to live, and he lived till my son walked.
Was you?
So, yeah, so I'm keep saying, right, come on then, Dad, give us another goal.
Yeah.
So I'm chatting.
I think that's amazing. Definitely, you know, because positive mindset, and I know obviously it can't fix cancer, but it definitely help, can't it? And
I honestly think you'll get longer thinking positively. Yes, like thinking I am gonna. It's not gonna be indefinite, obviously. But I do think there's a lot to mind or matter. I really do.
yeah, and I think I said this to you before. My uncle, he was given 6 months, and he lived for 7 years. Yeah, he would pass away from cancer. Mm-hmm. It was just hard because I think he got that obsessed with keeping fit.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's hard. It's hard, and it's, you know, involves hope and stuff like that. But I think there's nothing wrong with hope, is there?
No, you've got to have it. You've got to have it, because if you didn't have it, it's like you would literally be miserable. And who wants to spend the last however long here on earth,
Yeah,
being sad?
yeah,
Like you've got to enjoy. You've got to embrace. I have to embrace every moment that I've got now. Like,
definitely.
and everybody, I've got to embrace everybody in every moment. And
Are there any things you want to say?
yeah,
Just really.
within reason.
Okay. I was going to say is there any other things?
Yes.
Don't be go, yes.
I know. I said I find myself mumbling a lot more. Like, well, no, something along. I'm going to start doing that kind of thing. Yeah.
And you've got things now that you just kind of don't even give the time of day.
People twisting, I haven't got time for.
Yeah.
Like drama of
Yeah.
stupid stuff that tends to really wind us up now.
Yeah. No tolerance.
Oh, and I just kind of said, it's just little, don't sweat it.
Yeah.
And basically when I'm there in the face, staring at them and they're twisting, and I'm like, it's nothing, is it?
Yeah.
Not really. I know everybody's problems are huge to them, but like I would just like, it's just a little thing. It's just embrace every minute. That's all you can do. It's unfortunately, you don't realize how important it is to do that until something bad happens.
Yeah.
So while you're healthy, embrace it.
Thank you. Do you feel like you've said everything that you want to say?
I think so. We haven't been too close.
Well, it's all right, some ways too. So that's fine. I think because a lot of people in your situation can get like a bit of a dark humor or like try and laugh through it and stuff like that. But I think that's quite normal as well. I feel like laughter's got a long way. It can help in so many situations, can't it? Like you say, you've got so many people around you that you want to keep uplifted. But I was speaking to this about somebody else the other day, like how hard it is for my female clients when they have the responsibility of keeping everybody else happy and uplifted, and like also giving yourself the opportunity to have all the other emotions and just express them. Don't sit in them, but maybe like it is all right if you want to throw punch somebody and don't do it though. But it's okay to be angry and it's okay to be sad.
Pushing very hard the other day. Yeah, make sure there's nothing that's going to damage anything. I'll have to clean it up. So I make sure it was in good shape. Yeah, I make sure I throw a cushion really hard on the bed the other day.
Oh no, yeah, it is. It's incredible that you want to help other people even in the time when obviously.
Do you know what it is? It's all the replies I got from the posts of women saying thank you and they've made an appointment that way.
Amazing.
Or other women who said they've been lucky enough they were saved, but they've been in the same situation. And I just thought, my God, this cannot go on. And because it happened to my mum and Lenny.
It's like becoming generational.
So like on the back of the Powells, they did say they're not going to admit fault, but they've promised they'll change the procedures. And then I came along and they done it to me.
Yeah.
So they haven't changed the procedures. So this is what
change. Yeah. And if they're not going to change internally, hopefully, like what you're doing,
we have to do with ourselves.
Yeah,
Exactly. Have to do with ourselves.
yeah, and get that out there, and definitely health before hormones, and just get women to say that as much as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll definitely be saying it to everybody that I meet.
Oh, and you saw them guy hormones.
On a t-shirt. It's true, and super grateful for the NHS, and super grateful for the fact that it is now acknowledged about menopause, but we are, like you said, we are complex creatures. There's more to us than just our hormones, breasts, and then ovaries. Like, we have other things on our body, and we need to be taking care of those too.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for you sharing, and hopefully people will be listening and they'll go and book that appointment and stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
And just those simple sentences, is it on the notes?
Yeah.
Can you check my health before my hormones? And then, like, what are my options?
Yeah.
I think they are the things, because if you've asked those things and then they still don't tell you, then you can hopefully go further, especially if it's on your notes and stuff. You shouldn't have to, but sometimes the only way to make change happen is to, like, I suppose,
Like this.
like,
Just stamp your feet.
yeah,
Stamp your feet if you have to.
yeah,
It could save you.
yeah,
Like the lady who she stamped her feet. She would not leave A&E until she got on. She saved her life by doing that.
yeah,
And unfortunately, that's where we're at.
yeah,
And that's what we've got to do.
yeah,
And that's all I want women to do.
yeah. And it doesn't make you crazy feminist. It just makes you standing up for yourself and the generation after us. So, like, what we do now, that next generation, we're paving the way for them, aren't we? And try evil. So thank you so much. I'm really grateful. I will put in any information in the notes below, like the charity. Did you say that you spoke to?
Yeah, for my type of cancer, because it's so rare, it's AMMF.
Okay, I'll put that in the show notes and stuff, and just places where people can go and just thing in. Do you want people to be able to get in contact with you, or do you want to be able to look?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm on Facebook.
Yeah,
I'm on Facebook.
you are as well. I'll be hearing it.
Well, I've took it down. Did you see the tree? Because I did some, when I found out, I was like, whoa, this is for, let me clear out. And I made a big piece of art, and it was for, did you see that it was some cracked earth and a tree with leaves falling off? Yeah. So I did that. I say with regards to, if you've done anything with regards to this, so the cracked earth is our NHS.
Yeah.
The tree is the tree of life, all of us.
Yeah.
And the leaves floating off. And the mist people.
Oh God.
And I was saying, say the big one, that's me. The big one at the top.
Were you angrily in that?
I was like, up on the clear. That's me, that's what I've done. So I've had to take it down, because every time I looked at her, I was getting annoyed. Oh, so that was close.
Oh, it's the first stream night emotion. That's what it is. If you need to sell that, though, you put it online, let me know. It can be a reminder to be like, tell people to stand up for themselves and thingy. But I was looking at there was one that I saw that you'd done like white flowers.
Yeah,
That's the one.
That's the one that's replaced. That was
it. Yeah, that way ignite like happy emotions.
Yeah, I felt right. I need some peace now, so I've took that down off my wall and I've put the flowers up.
But does it help your process?
Yeah,
that is part of the process then.
Yeah, I know.
I hope that like being able to get a few things off your chest today has helped with that process as well. And I really do think like getting some like something on TV and use that slogan and but this podcast will be made into shorts, YouTube, and I'll just spread it as much as I can, possibly. And like I say, it's out there forever. So even if we can help somebody in 10 years' time, if they flop across it on YouTube, it makes them go to the doctors.
And it is, and I know it's repeating, but women dying is repeating as well. So I am repeating myself, shout, scream. Don't leave the doctors. Make sure they're right. Let's say a senior practitioner, just don't give up on yourself.
Yeah. Know your rights within.
Yeah, that's it. And I am repeating it. What
Needs to be.
this is repeated also. What they've done is being repeated. So
The numbers aren't getting any better, are they?
no.
The donations to all the charities and all this, everything's going up, but the numbers aren't getting any better.
You know, I will not give to cancer. I mean, I don't know that much about it, but
Yeah, what I'm going to say is like we're doing all this research, but then when we get a cure or a help, it's not available.
well,
That makes sense.
like all this money going in, and yet there's this one treatment that's down in Harley Street that would cost me thousands. That isn't available on the NHS,
Yeah.
and it's for cancer. So I don't know what.
Well, I hope with this molecular thing that you are a match and then can have some kind of a treatment, like say, yeah, if it gives you a better quality of life, a little bit of extra time.
Time's all I could ask for. I need obviously quality of life. I don't want time and be there like Jabba the Hutt because it's stuck in bed. Free man. No, I don't like that.
I'm sure you are. You've been looking gorgeous. That's another hard thing for people to understand as well. I just said to you earlier, like, yourself and other people, you just look well.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hard to get your head around. I think that's probably a lot to do with your mindset as well, though, isn't it? Like getting up and getting yourself ready, stuff like that. But that's not obviously what happens behind closed doors. There's two sides to your journey.
Well, there is this while like when I get into bed, and then while like after I put my makeup on.
Yeah.
No, but there is this like what I just try and do everything to make us look better, because I do think especially when you're looking to be positive, I do think to look a bit healthier makes you feel a bit healthier. I think if you look like a bag of crap, you feel like it, don't you? Like a woman.
Makes perfect sense.
As a woman.
It's like creating the environment, like say surrounding yourself with your family, create the environment that makes you feel good, do things that make you physically feel good, say words that make you feel good, throw a pillow, so then move on.
Stop the drone, don't break anything.
Yeah, so it's been amazing, and I hope that you've
I've
felt
thank you.
thankful.
Changes up. I feel about it's like got us from Friday from the news to say it's changed up.
Yeah, good. Get it out there, and then be able to remember all the good things that you want to do. Like got next week coming also. Get all this off your chest, and obviously it's different for me. I'm just listening, not living it, but anything that I can do, obviously I would and I could. So I'm hoping that someone is listening that can get you on TV. That'd be nice for them.
I think you're spreading the word, and that's all.
Yeah,
that's all. And I trust you to spread.
Thank you.
The word.
Yeah.
Because there's some people been in touch that haven't.
It's like trying to spin the narrative. That's why
Can you get a photo when you're in hospital really poorly? I was like, what?
Yeah.
Can you see a photo? What, you've got no photos? It says, do you really think that's what I do while I'm in hospital? Take photos of myself. Yes. So them the people who make stay away from, but I obviously trust you. Because you're doing this for women.
Yes. Yeah.
And that is why you're doing it.
And I just, even if it helps like one person, and I've like for the next generation it was, and like I've got a son who's got a partner, I've got a daughter, you've got a son or a partner, and like we want them to be able to stand up for themselves. And even though we're talking to women, like we've got sons, haven't we? And I want my son to stand up for his partner, and I want like your son, he will think about things very differently.
Yeah.
Because you had these conversations. about his future. So I just think all around, just having the conversation is just so important.
Yeah.
I was just so shocked when I started doing this work, how many times, how often I see it, and it's just something that's got to change.
Yeah.
So I am grateful for your trust and everything I can do. Obviously, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Oh, right, Belittling.
That's enough answer.